I have been the last car in the parking lot. I have worked every night and all weekend on school things. I've even gone to school on the weekend to catch up. And honestly, I think it takes learning the hard way before you realize there's no catching up and that there will always be something to do. So why not find that balance and enjoy life outside of teaching? I've got 5 tips to help you do just that. If you're new here, I'm Rachel Vincent, and I love sharing ways to help teachers simplify their classrooms and their teaching. Like I said, I have been all of those things, and it has taken me learning the hard way to realize that that is not the kind of life I want. Teaching is a all-consuming job, and so we have to find balance instead of just finding some sort of balance during summer and breaks. So the number 1 tip is to set boundaries for work hours. There's all sorts of people out there that will tell you to only work your contract hours. And while I have said that, and I do wish that for you, it is not always possible to work just your contract hours. There are seasons and times that you can and you should, but there are also times where it's going to take a little bit of extra work. That's where that balance comes in. Currently, I am at a place where I can leave at contract hours, but that's because I've been teaching for 21 years. This is my 7th year in my current grade level at my current school, and so I have my systems down. I sort of know what I'm doing. At the beginning of this school year, I was in a brand new classroom with brand new curriculum. So yes, I stayed past contract hours to get things done. And so now I'm at a point in the year where I can leave at my end of the day. When I first came to my school, I was pulling some extra hours because it was a brand new school, a brand new district. All of the curriculum was brand new. So I spent a lot of my hours after school trying to figure things out, work on creating my new systems. So there are seasons of your teaching career that will take that extra time. Beginning of the year always takes extra time outside of contract days. Changing new grade levels, new districts, new curriculum. If you're a brand new teacher, all of that is going to take some extra time. So realize that, plan accordingly. One of the things I always like to do when I know I'm in one of those seasons where I need extra time is I choose one day to be my stay late day, where I'll stay a couple of hours after school, where all the other days I only stay 30, 40, an hour, however long I need to feel comfortable not feeling stressed out about things. Tip number 2 is to prioritize your tasks with a system. In order to get to this place to where I can leave, I had to create systems so that I was able to work towards getting ahead and getting things completed so I can leave at the time I want to leave. So when I first started figuring these systems out, I used what's called the Eisenhower system. Because teacher to-do lists are so long, we have to figure out what is urgent and needs to get taken care of right now, what's important, and what's not really that important that would be nice to get done, but doesn't have to get done. Once I could kind of figure out those tasks, knowing like emailing a parent back was pretty important, but not an urgent thing. I didn't have to email that parent back if I saw the email come through as I was about to leave for the day. If it wasn't a quick response, I left it in my inbox and dealt with it the next morning. We have a 24-hour policy at our school, so I knew I would be getting back to them, but it wasn't something they needed to know right away. If it was an email that said like, I want to bring in treats for my child's birthday tomorrow, how many students you have? That's a quick response. I can email it and move on without my day. But if it was something that was going to take a little more thought, maybe I needed to look at some grades or gather materials to share, I was going to save that since I was already walking out the door. It's little things like that, knowing, do I need to update this bulletin board, change out the student work? Yes. Is it important that I need to get it done instead of going home to do other things? No, I can save that for time when I have it. Once I figured out what was my most important tasks, then I started to work on a planning schedule, a to-do list that carried me through the week so that I could stay organized with my systems. And that's where tip number 3 is: use your prep time effectively. It is so easy to walk into a coworker's room after you've dropped your kids off at art and just vent about your morning, about life, and absolutely you should do that. My coworkers are some of my favorite people in the world, but there is a time and a place. If I know I'm going to stay later that day, that is when I might go chat with my coworkers. Or if I know that I actually don't have a whole lot to do during my prep because I'm kind of ahead of the game, then I'm going to go chat. But if I have things on my to-do list that I know if I don't get it done now, I'm going to have to stay late and I don't want to, then I'm going to not go chat with my coworkers and go get my work done. Trust me, your coworkers will understand because they have things they need to be working on too. I plan plan out my prep period so I know that every Monday is my communication day. I am working on the parent email that goes home, our class newsletter, our communication folder, those types of things. Tuesday is my lesson planning day. That's the day I'm working on next week's lesson plans to make sure I've got what I need, gathering the materials so that the following day I can get the copies to my copy mom and start making sure I have the slides and all the materials that go with my lessons. So scheduling out, knowing what I'm going to do each planning period helps when we had a crazy morning, meltdowns, whatever the case may be. You've dropped your kids off and now your brain has to readjust to not dealing with the students, to figuring out what to plan. I don't have to go through that process as much because I know, okay, it's Tuesday, it's time to sit down and work on lesson plans. Tip number 4 is to make time for self-care. And I don't mean just like go get your nails done or get a Starbucks drink. Those things are wonderful, but giving yourself something to look forward to after school actually makes it easier to leave, because we have that teacher guilt of, well, I don't have anything to do after school, so I might as well sit here and grade these papers. But if you give yourself something to look forward to, it's a lot easier to leave work at work and go enjoy your life outside of teaching. I mean, some people enjoy exercise, so maybe that's exercise. I don't enjoy it. I try to do it, but I don't enjoy it. But I do enjoy going on a walk, so when it's a nice day, that's what I'm gonna go do after school. I do enjoy reading, and I have recently started doing cross stitch again, and so I enjoy those things. So knowing I get to go home and sit on the couch in my comfy clothes and work on things like that, or read a book, that's what I'm looking forward to. Spending time with loved ones, whatever you may have that's going to help you look forward to after school. And tip number 5, learning to say no is probably the best skill you can learn, because honestly, we need to say no more. If they are asking somebody to volunteer for a committee or to run an after-school program and you know you're trying to limit your time, then you need to say no. Now, if it's something you really want to do, maybe it's the Run Hard Club or an after-school program that you're really interested in, then by all means say yes, because you'll look forward to it. Like, I know sometimes they'll ask for tutors, different things like that for after school, and I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. I did it for a while when I was younger, but now I'm to the point where no thank you. I have other things that I want to do. The easiest way to say no without feeling like you're hurting somebody's feelings or letting people down is to just say, I would love to, but I really can't add anything else to my plate right now. If you're somebody who is working late evenings, bringing work home, this is not something that you're going to be able to do in a couple of days. This is something that's going to take time to figure out, learn your systems, figure out how to get a little bit ahead. And so just take one step at a time. Try leaving early one day. Try choosing that one day a week to stay late. It's okay to prioritize ourselves during the school year and not just save it for our summertime and breaks. If you want to figure out how to save time on lesson planning, check out the video that's on your screen now.